What's going on YouTube? It's Texans Takeover here, back with another video. In today's video, we have another 7-round mock draft here with our Houston Texans. This time using another draft board. So if you want access to this one, go follow Mr. Nomad Scott here on Twitter. Nomad with a 0 instead of an O, underscore Scott with a 0 instead of an O as well. And the link will be um, you know, available to you right there. This tweet, it's from March 22nd, so a day ago. You can see what it says. For those that use PFF mock drafts, here's my link for the custom big board. Uses 8 different leading big boards weighed by draft accuracy over the last 3 years and full custom draft board for the first 300 prospects. So should be a fun one. We are here with the Texans. We'll see who does go first. Jordan Tyson all the way up at 9, I actually really like, or all the way up at 7, excuse me. Just because I think some team's going to bank on his potential of bouncing back from injury. David Bailey at number 5 there, which is a solid placing. Ruben Bain at 4. Caleb Downs goes fairly early, then he's down at 6. Jeremiah Love probably at 3. And then it looks like Arvell Reese is probably going to be number 1, which he is, and then Mendoza at 2, obviously. But like the way it's going so far, especially with the randomness. Sonny Styles goes there. Fano and Maui Noah go back to back at 10 and 11. Monroe Freeling still available, so that could be an intriguing pick here. But we'll hold off. Vega goes at 15. We could technically trade up for Kenyon Sadiq here if we wanted to. 68% chance there. And if we pick up 140 back, I mean, you could do this. Um, somehow we have 167. I'm not sure how. But if you do this and pick up 140, then you do have a chance of this going through. So we could definitely do it, but we're gonna hold off from now. Sadiq does go there. Peter Woods all the way up at 18, so it looks like his rating is a little higher. He's up to 17th on the big board, which is nice. Modern Feeling probably around the 20s, I'd assume. Yeah, 22. So fair enough for him. I like Avion Terrell that high in the draft as well. Ty Simpson in the first round is always a good thing. At number 34 there, Kendrick Falk at 22, ranked 18th on the big board. So some dudes falling. Dylan Thieneman all the way down at 23. I think he could definitely be around this range, as Caden McDonald and Caleb Banks both go there, which puts us in kind of a tough spot because all the interior defensive linemen that we'd be intrigued in have already gone. But I guess we can take a look at the big board. Caden Proctor still available to us. Caleb Lomu as well as CJ Allen, which could be an interesting one. No team needs linebacker till the Patriots, so maybe we try to trade down to like 30 if that's a possibility. Um, they're not interested, but I think in real life, if you could pick up number 90 back um, and give up like maybe a sixth from next year, or something like that, or a fourth from next year, then this should be able to go through. But we'll do a sixth from next year. And we're gonna force this trade. I think it is actually no. I think it'd be more like 141, 167 in real life. So uh, we'll do 141 here, and then we can get back 238 just to make it a little bit even. So they get a 6th round pick for next year as well, and we move back 2 spots. And CJ Allen's still available to us at pick number 30. We can technically trade down with the plethora of teams that do want this pick, but we're going to stay and pick here with CJ Allen at pick number 30, which I think is a fun one. If you're looking for someone to come in and be a starter, he certainly could. And probably going to his Georgia teammate here at 38 with Kristen Miller. Just a really good run stuffer, and I really like the way he plays, so could certainly use that on the interior of the defensive line. We could trade down to 42 and take a risk, but I think it is smart to just go with the selection here. 2 defensive picks to start out. Definitely not something I was anticipating, but Blake Miller does go there. Ihanacher goes there. Basantis goes there. So if we package maybe this, does that have a chance of going through? 82% chance here. I mean, if we do this, yeah, that will go through 100%. Do they go Pregnon? I don't think so. So we're going to try to go 249 here. Maybe they have better draft capital for us to go after. 93% chance. 20. So if we take 163 back, which should go through, then we'll be able to make this happen. Can we do 244 or 235? What about 234? What about 196? We could. If we go at 243 or 238, we'll go with 243 instead. See if this goes through. 3 pick swap, and it does go through. So hopefully Pregnon doesn't go here. He does not. So we do get our first interior offensive lineman in this draft. Moving up 10 spots to select him from 59 to 49. Very Casero draft so far with the amount of trades we've had. As we wait for pick 69 here, as Caleb or Connor Liu, sorry, does go at 67. And Mike Washington Jr. goes to the Eagles. So if we look at the interior offensive line, Sam Hecht, Logan Jones, Jake Slaughter still available to us, as well as Pat Coogan down the board a little bit. And other than that, I don't think there's really anyone else that the Texans should be looking at. So here at 69, I think it is a BPA pick. Big Citrus is obviously intriguing, but we already went with the interior of the defensive line. So um, in my opinion, this could be a trade down spot. No one really wants this pick. But can we look to the likes of a Pack or Panthers at 83, pick up just these 2 picks. Give them 238, pick up 200, I think is fair. Um, so we'll have 3 more selections in the draft, giving up 2. So we'll have 7 left. So 10 total players in this draft, I think does make some sense. So we do this deal with Carolina. We're moving around the board a lot to go get our guys. As here at 83, um, we've talked to this guy a lot. We've visited with him a lot. Going back to the SEC, I think a guy that can play either nickel, corner, or safety for us, and that is going to be Mr. Jalen Kilgore out of South Carolina. Just really like the ceiling on him. And we do have a lot of draft capital in here. I think we're gonna have to package something to try to move up to go get our potential center. So we'll see who has 110. The Bengals do. Can we get up to like 101 with the Titans? 44% chance. If we do 163 instead of 167, it's a 49. Maybe like 103 then. 89% chance of getting accepted. 83% chance. 19 here. So could we pick up like 228 back? We certainly could. So we're gonna offer this trade with the Bengals or the Jets. Sorry, I don't know why I said the Bengals. Picking up 103 and 228 for 119, 167. We still have a pick around that range, but here at pick number 90, I think we can go with our tight end of the future, and that's gonna be Sam Roosh at pick number 90. Really good player out of Stanford, and someone I think the Texans will certainly be looking at in this draft. As here at 103, our center is still available to us in Jake Slaughter. So after missing out on Connor Liu early at pick 67, we trade out of it to go get our center here at 103 in Jake Slaughter. And now we have a considerable gap till our next pick. Do we have any needs? I guess you can consider a wide receiver a need at this spot, maybe an edge rusher. Kieran Crawford goes right there at 123. Maybe could have looked to move up to go get him, but I think we can just hold back for now. Um, Someone that I haven't seen go is Max Llewellyn, so maybe we try to move up around this range. Kevin Coleman goes there. Chris McClellan goes there. And maybe here is the spot to move up for 148. Can we get 210? We can. So moving back 10 spots, but moving all the way up. And it doesn't look like Max Llewellyn is anywhere near here. So maybe didn't need to move up at all. He's all the way down at 190. We have him 196. Um, at 148 though, we could definitely go with a running back in Devon Claiborne, which would be fun. We did get a linebacker. Sorry, we went CJ Allen in the first. I do like the way this draft has turned out so far. I think you could use a running back in there, which I think Devon Claiborne is going to be the pick here, and then I think you could use um, potentially a wide receiver as well as a safety in there, as well as a backup edge, obviously, to develop. So in terms of the wide receivers, I like CJ Daniels down the board. Tyler Montgomery apparently visiting the Texans in real life. Aaron Anderson, Barryon Brown, I like too. Chase Roberts and Eric Rivers, I obviously have an attachment to for the Texans Madden series. So if you haven't checked that out, please do so. It's something I really enjoy doing. I've already had multiple, videos recorded, but here at 148, I think it is going to be Mr. Devon Claiborne, and then hopefully Llewellyn makes it to 196. And we're getting toward that range. I don't see any edges going. Ndami Tucker goes there. Llewellyn has not gone, and he goes right before us. That's great. Um, Here at 196, I think we could actually consider a Brett Thorson, which would be funny, but um, we do need an edge rusher. Mason Rieger, I actually really like, but he's down there at 210. So maybe we go to our wide receiver here. Maybe we go to a running back in Adam Randolph, who we also met with multiple times. But at 196, I think it does make the most sense to probably either go with Brett Thorson or trade out of this pick. Would have been really nice to get Max Llewellyn, who went at 193. But I could definitely see the Texans taking Tyron Montgomery. So we're going to try to trade out of 196. I think 200 makes some sense in like a 6th from next year or 7th for next year, which would be accepted by the Chiefs. So we'll try this, see if it goes through. It should definitely go through, just to add to our draft capital for next year. Move down 4 spots, and here at 200, we will in fact go with our wide receiver in Mr. Tyron Montgomery, excuse me. And then at 210, hopefully Mason Rieger does not get selected, because if he does not, that's going to be our pick. And here we go. At 210, it's going to be Mason Rieger, and we'll close this draft out at pick 228. Brett Thorson does just go there, and we'll close it out with a. What should we close it out with? Jimmy Rolder, I actually really like. We'll see. Is Max Bredesen still available? He's all the way down at 295. So if you want a fullback, you could look there. But we've gone with edge, filled the wide receiver gap, filled the running back gap, filled the center gap, filled the tight end, safety, guard gap, D tackle, and linebacker gap. If you want to reinvest in, another position, I think you could look to the interior offensive line. James Brockermeyer and Garrett DiGregorio are two that the Texans have met with, so maybe there's some potential there. Kobe Baines as well, the Texans did meet with, and I think is a fairly decent player with decent size, so we'll go with him to round out this draft, and Eric Rivers just goes there. As this draft ends, and we are going to be graded at a. I guess we don't get a grade because it's custom big board, but we close it with C.J. Allen, Kristen Miller, Emmanuel Pregnon, Jalen Kilgore, Sam Roosh, or Roush, Jake Slaughter, Jamon Claiborne, Tyron Montgomery, Mason Rieger, and Kobe Baines. If you want to look at how the first round turned out, um, you know, I think it would have been nice to have Caleb Banks or Kaden McDonald at 28, but they go right beforehand. And Sadiq at 16 is enticing. Ione at 15 is also enticing. Um, Other than that, I think Peter Woods at 18 is something that might happen. But I do think the Vikings will go safety there. Zion Young in the first round is nice. I like seeing hype around his name. I'm a big fan of him. But this is how the mock draft turned out. Let me know what you all think down in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like, subscribe. And as always, it's Texans Takeover, and I'm out. Peace.